Oh look, it's Baymud Mystery Gearbox number 3. As usual, friend of the channel Phil, hi Phil, dropped this off with a piece of his own gear inside for me to play with. Now I get to open it, have fun with whatever it is, and decide if it's something I would buy for myself. Let's see what we've got. Oh hey! Sonicware Liven Ambient 0. I forgot Phil had one of these. Let's find out what we can do with it. Of all the mystery gearboxes so far, this is the first to contain something I've almost bought already, as I had a lot of gas for the Ambient Zero when it came out back in 2024, but ultimately decided, in a rare feat of willpower, that I didn't need one. Let's see if borrowing Phil's gives me gas once again. You know what I mean. As usual, I've saved you the pain of watching me stumble my way through the initial learning phase, so I can already tell you I like it a lot more than the Sonicware Liven XFM I briefly owned last year. Cole's notes on the Ambient: it's a 4-track groovebox geared toward drones, pads, and atmospheric stuff with some super light sampling capability. To be honest, I came at this not wanting to like it because the last thing I need is yet another groovebox, especially one with such specific limitations, but I quickly started to enjoy myself quite a bit. Specifically when I started trying to beat the system and make something less droney, like the way this ambient synth turns into a more plinky ARP with just a few parameter tweaks. I also knew going in that there was a line input for sampling, which we'll get to, but you can also just send an outside signal through to be processed by the filters and effects without sampling. Let's feed it a simple groovebox beat, then play over that with the internal synths. Overall, I was mostly curious about the sampling feature and how it could be used in conjunction with the synth layers, but it's probably not surprising to learn that it's quite limited. Only 8 slots of 8 seconds each. Sample playback is also limited to just the noise layer, and you can only use 1 sample per pattern. So you won't be building sample-heavy tracks, but it can really help add a bit of life beneath the other 3 synth layers. In this case, nothing says soothing quite like the relentless honking of Canada geese. I don't know if it's because of the word ambient staring at me from the front panel or the way the UI and default settings have been set up, but it's almost hard not to make slow-moving atmospheric stuff on this box, and it makes it very easy for that to sound pretty good right away. It's clearly been designed for that purpose, and it rewards you in going that route by making it easy. You can do some sound design, but that mostly involves picking the wave table and adjusting some predetermined macros. It's very easy to get caught just backing off the filter, slathering everything in reverb, and drifting away. But let's try to subvert that a little bit. We'll start with a vocal sample and crank the onboard distortion, which, incidentally, because of the limited nature of the master effects, has to be applied to everything equally.
Ambient isn't a genre.
It's a state of mind.
Isn't a genre.
Ambient isn't a genre.
So that was a little less ambient, but even then, I still got sucked in by the will of the box a bit. Okay, so how do I feel about this after a few days of soothing sounds? Do I wish it was mine and not Phil's? Like I said off the top, I wanted to not like the Ambient Zero, but after a few days with it, I can definitely see the appeal. It's limited, feels cheap, and is really geared at a very specific use case, but it's also not very expensive and very easy to get something going that fits the genre on the box. It's not going to compete with something like the Deluge, but it's not trying to. It gets you from zero to ambient very quickly, though in my case, the fun comes from trying to subvert that. As it stands, I could see picking one up in trade or bugging Phil to borrow his again, though I'm curious how often I'd reach for it after I had exhausted all the ways to get around its built-in ambient instincts. Have you tried the Ambient Zero? Anything similar I should keep an eye out for? Let me know in the comments. Stay tuned to see what's in the next Mystery Gearbox. In the meantime, I'll be drifting away on a cloud of ambience.